What do you think you can bring to an organisation?
Well, Shane, I'm a little bit of a different sort of person. I've been trained as a chartered accountant for many years, so I've got a very deep understanding of accounting and the financial issues of organisations. But I've been fortunate enough as well to have a very deep involvement with information technology for a large period of time. So I can also look at an organisation and say, well, what technology can that organisation use? How can they harness technology to really be more efficient, improve their client service and use technology more effectively? But also I've done a lot of work in recent years in the strategy area. I've got an ability to think outside the box, to take some ideas and put them together and represent them in a slightly different way to get people thinking a little bit differently about things. And lastly, I suppose I'm very outcomes oriented. I believe that if any organisation is meeting to discuss a subject or has a board meeting or trying to get a result, it's important to clarify exactly what one is trying to achieve and map out how that outcome is going to be achieved.
Have you studied at all, or where did you study?
All my formal qualifications from years and years ago, university was an accounting degree. I became a chartered accountant in sounds forever ago, the late 70s. But more recently, having been involved in boards a bit, I thought it was important for me to go and do AICD's Company Directors course to make certain I was up with the contemporary best practice in corporate governance.
What's been your involvement at management and board level in organisations?
Well, one of the most important things which have happened to me in my career was my involvement with the Institute of Chartered Accountants. It gave me the ability to operate at a board level in a substantial organisation, and also in my term as president, as chairman of the board, I learnt all of the skills necessary to run a fairly large board effectively. I was also fortunate during my period there to be involved in the brand campaign for the Institute. I was one of the two directors appointed to oversee that brand campaign, and also pull in some new initiatives for the Institute, really helping them forge a new alliance with the Institute of Chartered Accountants in New Zealand, and also to help map out a new way forward for the relationship between the Institute and the Big Four firms.
And your time at PKF?
Well, with PKF, my involvement was very deep because I was there a long time. I was a partner there for 16 years. Being the partner in charge of the firm's information technology meant that I was always involved in the management of the firm. Later in my career, I had a stint as managing partner of the firm when the firm was undergoing a bit of strategic change. And I suppose one shouldn't forget as well my period when I built and ran the technology business from scratch for over a 10 or 15 year period, where I really understood all of the issues of what's involved in getting a business up from nothing and running it effectively.
More recently?
Well, more recently I'm involved with a mid-tier accounting firm. I mentor their board, and I'm really the squeaky wheel on the board to help them understand what's happening in the profession and to really challenge some of their beliefs about where they think their firm should go. And I find that a really interesting and valuable experience. I'm engaged by organisations at different times to do facilitate strategic planning exercises, and I've just finished doing one of those for a fairly major not-for-profit organisation. And after my involvement with the Institute of Chartered Accountants ceased, I took up the offer to join the board of the Performance Space, one of Sydney's theatre companies, just something a bit different to expand my knowledge and my interest.
That's a fringe theatre company.
Yes, yes.